Hello, children. How are you all? Before stepping into our new syllabus, I would like to welcome you all to your new class 10. All the best for your future. Have a good luck. So, today's our first chapter in biology is nutrition, food supplying system. So, as we all know that we, the human beings, need food to survive. We are considered as multicellular organisms. Even the very simplest organisms like unicellular organisms also live based on the nutrition food which we take or which the organisms intake. So this is the main chapter, this is the basic chapter which you want to study in order to understand the next 10 chapters. So nutrition. What is nutrition? Nutrition is the food supplements which we intake in our daily life. So nutrients, the variety of substances as taken from food are called as nutrients. The mode of acquiring of these nutrients maybe differs from organism to organism. It depends upon the way of or mode of living organisms, how they acquire their nutrition. Even the cells, the very minute cells also need nutrition. That is nothing but a food to live. So every living organism or every living cell or tissue, anything needs food to survive in order to live. So here in our first topic, in our first chapter, we are going to study about two types of organisms which are divided based on the type of nutrition what they are taking. The first one is autotrophs and the second one is heterotrophs. What is autotrophs? Autotrophs, auto means self. Trophics means synthesizing. So autotrophic organisms are self-preparing organisms. The organisms which prepare their food by their own. So the best example for that what we can say is plants. Plants are considered as autotrophic nutrition acquiring organisms or living thing. We can even plants live. We know that autotrophs are the organisms capable of using light energy in order to synthesize their chemical compounds. Synthesizing means preparing. In order to prepare their food, the organisms, say like plants, are the example what we are going to take now is plants acquire their food. Plants prepare their food by using sunlight. And even nutrients like soil minerals and water from the soil and some other gases from the air. These all are coordinatedly utilized by the plant in order to prepare its food. So the plants are preparing their own food. They are not dependent on anything. So maybe you may get a doubt that even they are depending on the sun for the light, and even they are depending upon the soil for the minerals. Yes, of course, but they are synthesizing their own food, right? So from these all types of minerals, water, gases from the air and sunlight, the very simple substances are converted into complex forms. By using all these things, the plants prepare their food. The things whatever it had intaken, whatever we just discussed, the minerals, nutrients, water, air, all these are considered as simpler substances. but they are converted into compound substances. Most of the things what we eat, most of the things what we take in the form of food are acquired from the plants only. Even though it is eggs or meat or milk or anything which we are taking from the animals are depending on the plants for their food. So by this we can say that animals are indirectly or directly depending on plants for their food. So even we the human beings are directly depending on the plants for our nutrition. So how does this plants carry, or how does this plants perform, or how does these plants prepare their food? So you might have learned in your lower classes about photosynthesis. Photo means light. Scientists have been working for centuries to find out how plants carry out their life processes. What are life processes? Life processes are nothing but digestion, respiration, circulation, excretion. All these are considered as life processes. So it's very exciting as plants are considered as living things. So all these life processes are also taken place in the plants also. So the first thing is photosynthesis, that is intake or preparation of food. The process of photosynthesis is taken up in plants, is done in plants, or the process is taken or made in plants. So what is photosynthesis? Basically we know that plants are the universal food providers. Universal food providers means in all the universe, either it may be a very small organisms, multicellular organism, or animals or human beings, we all are depending directly or indirectly on plants for our food. Von Helmont and many other scientists they believe that plants get their food material not only from soil but also from other sources. These scientists, many of the scientists, not only Von Helmont, even many other scientists have worked on this process of photosynthesis. How this photosynthesis process is being occurred. So after knowing that many other sources like just now what we have discussed, minerals, nutrients from the soil, water and air, different gases from the air are taken up, sunlight, all these makes to undergo photosynthesis process. Let us enter into the main topic, the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants containing the green pigment. You might have observed all the leaves are green in color. It's just because of the presence of chlorophyll. These chlorophyll are build up complex organic molecules from relatively simple inorganic ones using sunlight as an energy source. Sunlight ni energy source ga utilize cheskoni based on other natural resources, based on the other sources like minerals, ఇవన్నిటిని యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకొని ప్లాంట్స్ వాటి ఫుడ్ని అవి ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకుంటాయి. సో దట్ ప్రాసెస్ ఈజ్ నోన్ యాజ్ ఫోటోసింథసిస్. దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫోటోసింథసిస్ ఈజ్ వెరీ కాంప్లెక్స్, అన్డిఫైనబుల్, అర్థం కానిది. యాజ్ జస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ డిస్కస్డ్, ఇప్పుడే అనుకున్నాం that many scientists have worked on this process. Something around 2000 years 200 years ago, many of the scientists gave simple equations in order to make us understand how does this process of photosynthesis occurs. In the opinion of scientist C.B. Van Neel, in the year 1931, he observed and gave us an equation that for each molecule of carbohydrate formed, one molecule of water and one molecule of oxygen is produced. So, simple thing, we know that we intake oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide. ఆక్సిజన్ని తీసుకుంటాము, కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ని రిలీజ్ చేస్తాము. సో దిస్ simple equation tells us that there will be a gaseous exchange between the human beings and the plants. Exchange of gases అనేది జరిగితేనే మనమైనా బ్రతుకుతున్నాము, plants అయినా బ్రతుకుతున్నాయి. So according to that, he gave us an equation. C.B. Van Neel, he gave us a simple equation in order to understand how this process of photosynthesis is being done. So the equation is, just write down in your notebook, raskondi. Carbon dioxide CO2 plus water H2O, two molecules, just we note down that two molecules of water 2H2O gives rise to, in the presence of light and chlorophyll, CH2O plus H2O plus oxygen. So what is the end product that is released here? We can see that is oxygen. Oxygen is released by the plant, that is O2, we just saw in the equation. So according to the scientists, whatever the food which is synthesized by the plants is stored in the form of starch in the plants. So, or glucose we can say, C6H12O6. It is being synthesized. So according to this C.B. Van Neel, there is no glucose as the end product. Van Neel first worked on purple sulfur bacteria and found light plays a specific role in photosynthesis. బ్యాక్టీరియా మీద ఫస్ట్ వర్క్ చేసినప్పుడు అతనికి అర్థమైంది ఏంటంటే, ఫోటోసింథసిస్ ప్రాసెస్ జరగాలి అంటే లైట్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో వితౌట్ లైట్ ఫోటోసింథసిస్ ప్రాసెస్ అనేది జరగదు అని he concluded. So these are the 5 basic things which are needed by the plant in order to undergo photosynthesis. Instead of water, they used H2S as a starting material. Water బదులు H2O బదులు H2Sని వాడారు. Where here no oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis. దీనివల్ల ఏంటి, వాటర్ అనేది లేకపోతే ఆక్సిజన్ అనేది రిలీజ్ అవ్వలేదు. ఎండ్ ప్రోడక్ట్లో మనం ఇందాక చూసాం H2O ప్లస్ O2, వాటర్ అండ్ ఆక్సిజన్ అనేది రిలీజ్ అయింది. లేటర్ తర్వాత ఇంకా ఎంతోమంది సైంటిస్టులు వర్క్ ఆన్ చేసి దే వర్క్డ్ అవుట్ అండ్ ఫైనల్లీ దే గేవ్ అస్ మెనీ ఈక్వేషన్స్. లేటర్ ఆక్సిజన్ Robert Hill and ఆయన scientist, he showed that oxygen is released from water. ఇందాక బ్యాక్టీరియా మీద ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేసినప్పుడు when they have done an experiment on bacteria, they didn't supplied water, so oxygen is not liberated. So finally Robert Hill concluded that in order to evolve, in order to get the end product of oxygen, we need water compulsorily. So by this we can say that in order to get photosynthesis, in order to acquire or occur photosynthesis, the plants need water also. Then finally a conclusion or a concluded final equation was delivered by Robert Hill. 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of light and chlorophyll gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Children, remember, this is the very important equation which you have to remember. This equation was derived by Robert Hill. So in the presence of light and chlorophyll, if carbon dioxide is acquired by the plant along with water from the soil with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll, what we have just discussed is it should get glucose, which is present in the form of starch, that is C6H12OC. So finally we got the end product, that is C6H12OC plus water H2O and oxygen as the end product. It is the known fact that gaseous exchange occurs in between animals, living animals, in between living human beings and plants. So photosynthesis occurs by intaking carbon dioxide, water, light, and produces and makes glucose and exhales oxygen and water in the form of water vapor. Right, children, I hope you are understanding the lesson. So plants are also capable of synthesizing all other compounds like proteins, fats, and so on. Hence, most plants are called as autotrophs. That's why we have taken plants as an example. Animals are not capable of synthesizing carbohydrates by themselves, by own themselves, and they do have to depend on plants for the same food. So by this we can say animals or very small organisms, unicellular organisms, or multicellular organisms, human beings, we are considered as heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means dependents, one who are dependent on others in order to prepare their food is called as, in order to get their food or synthesize their food is called as heterotrophs. So autotrophs are nothing but self-synthesizing organisms. Living organisms are called as autotrophs, and the dependents are called as heterotrophs. Example for autotrophs is plants. Heterotrophs example is animals, human beings, and many other living microorganisms also. Hope you understood for till here. I'll come back to you in the same chapter with another topic. Thank you, children.